better get into the who would win. We better do it.
Well,
So we could talk about that all day.
yeah, who would win of the week? Andy?
Yes, this who would win I'm excited about. It's two kind of classic toys. It's a Rubik's Cube versus a Bop It. Now, if we can get this thing going, I think that this is a good matchup because these two toys are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum in their style, what their fighting style is going to be, and probably like their appeal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Rubik's Cube is definitely for, you know, like a more like nerdy kid, like a kid who wants to be like intellectual, whatever. Bop It is like the fucking Ritalin of toys.
Yeah. See, yeah, but I would almost go as far to say that they're more similar than you think, because to perfect the Bop It, like if you were like really good at the Bop It, it's almost a similar like part of your brain that you would have to use to be really good at a Rubik's Cube, right?
That's an excellent
point.
You're
You're very hyper focused on one thing when you're playing with Bop It, waiting for the instruction to solve it. With a Rubik's Cube, you know the instructions, you have to just process it on your own.
And you have a lot more time to process it, right? Whereas Bop It, it's all about processing information as quickly as you can.
Yeah. Bop It's a fast strike sport.
Right.
Like, so I'll get right into it. I said this while you were, I don't know, somewhere. I think you went to the bathroom before we started.
Yeah, in that tall urinal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bop It, like with a Bop It, you can bop it, you can twist it, you can pull it, you can turn it, you can flip it, you can. With a Rubik's Cube, you're just shuffling. Whoops, sorry. I don't know what you call it. You're just twisting it, pretty much.
You do turn it.
Twist it and turn it.
You can bop it, but
it doesn't do anything.
It's not going to do much.
It could take a bop. Think about
this, too. There's many different types of Rubik's Cubes and many different types of Bop Its now.
I think though for this specific fight, we're talking classic 3x3 cube, classic Bop It with like you're picturing. You got the twist it, the turn it, the pull it, the bop it.
Yeah.
I will say, I have learned to slightly master the Rubik's Cube. I'm pretty good at it. It's actually something that relaxes me. So right now I'm leaning okay, when we started I was like, because you said that earlier, you said about the Bop It, and in my head I was like, damn, I'm gonna make something about the Rubik's Cube sound cool, because like I'm leaning towards that. But now more you talk about, I'm like, shit, I think the Bop It could take it.
Well, the thing that Matthew, Jesus Christ, hitting a lot of mics, the thing that Matthew just kind of touched on there, I think is important, is that the Rubik's Cube could take a Bop It. Mm-hmm. I mean, as far like physically bopping it, I'm not saying that's who I'm declaring the winner. I'm saying like a Rubik's Cube is like pretty durable.
Bopped.
Like, you know, you see a lot of old Rubik's Cubes where the stickers are peeling, but not a lot where they're totally off.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, it's
a dense cube.
You're on the right path. Is like the Rubik's Cube has the ability to take more damage for sure than a Bop It would. Like if I had a Rubik's Cube and a Bop It on the ground and spiked them both right now, I'd probably do a lot more damage to the Bop It. Although I do think I could do some damage to the Rubik's Cube. But that's not going to affect the Bop It, because the Bop It, like I said, it's quick strike offense. It's going to hop in that ring. It's going to attack with speed. It's going to get the Rubik's Cube in the corner. And the Rubik's Cube is going to think like, oh, like I've got a long play here. I'm a Rubik's Cube. I'm just going to keep taking hit after hit after hit. The Bop It's not going to stop. The Bop It's going to keep twisting it and pulling it, bopping it. It's gonna hit fast. It's gonna hit hard, and the Rubik's Cube is gonna try to stand in there, but it's not gonna know what hit it at the end of the day.
A Rubik's Cube, though, when you break a Rubik's Cube apart, it can be put back together. I've done it. I've added I've taken it apart and oiled it up to make it more quick.
You've been running your Rubik's Cube so bad.
This is me in middle school.
So it can be put back together. I think that the Rubik's Cube would definitely I think the Rubik's Cube would play the waiting game in this fight, right? Like the
I think it
Rubik's
would play
Cube
the
waits
waiting game.
for the Bop It to tire itself out.
But I don't see. Here's the thing: is that, and I thought this too. Well, do you think that the Rubik's Cube would wait it out? Given the Rubik's Cube is heavily strategy based, so it's got that long term. It's got a long term play inside of it, right? Like it knows, like if I can wait it out this much, this is when I can make that decision. Blah blah. But I come back to the Bop It. The Bop It's all about speed and efficiency, but also it's all organized. It's not, I mean, as much as it's random, it's not random, right? Like you're following a specific order, and if you don't, like you lose. So the Bop It itself is very like step by step by step by step. Like everything has to be correct. So I think if you consider that the Bop It is in a sense almost as thorough as a Rubik's Cube and has the ability to come out and, like I said, quick, like fast strike offense, like be faster and attack right away with speed. I mean, I think the Bop It's got a good chance here.
Rubik's Cubes are step by step, though. It's funny because your mix-up order is random.
Yeah.
But no matter what, you have to do the same pattern.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Really?
I think that the Rubik's Cube is definitely, from an intelligence standpoint, a great opponent for the Bop It.
Yeah.
But I
think it beats
yeah.
the Bop It in intelligence.
Yeah, but the Bop It's not that far behind in its ability to
I think
critical
you're
think.
right.
Yeah.
Right, like
Yeah.
the Rubik's Cube is definitely top tier, but the Bop It is right there. It's barely under it, and it's mandatory to do fast. So that's why I think that the Rubik's Cube is not going to be able to handle its speed. It's going to try to sit in there and play the waiting game, like you were saying, but it's going to realize, like, damn, this Bop It's smarter than I thought it was, and it's still coming just as fast as it was when it first started coming at me. I'm back against the wall. That Rubik's Cube's going down. Bop It's going to take home.
I also think, now that you say that the Rubik's Cube may be going into this fight underestimating the Bop It.
Yeah.
The Rubik's Cube may feel
that's
like
what I mean. The Rubik's Cube
kind
thinks
of a
it's,
little hubris with the Rubik's
the
Cube.
Rubik's Cube thinks that it's on a different mental tier than the Bop It, and the Bop It's just calm, cool, and collected. Knows, the Bop It's been in high pressure situations before. The Bop It is high pressure because you have to do it so fast and be so precise.
You're making so many really good points.
Because the
Matthew.
Bop It wins this fight.
I mean, take the Rubik's Cube, take the Bop It. I mean, Rubik's Cube plays the long game, switches Bop It over, takes its batteries out. What's it got?
The batteries.
The Bop It is battery powered.
And the Rubik's Cube runs on pure imagination.
The Rubik's Cube, but so that kind of comes back to my I think that if the Rubik's Cube was able to play the long game, that's how the Rubik's Cube would win. But I don't think that the Bop It is going to let the Rubik's Cube stay comfortable enough in a position of waiting to where the Rubik's Cube is going to be able to continue to try to wait it out. Like I think eventually the Rubik's Cube is going to be like, I gotta start putting some pressure on here, because at that point, I mean, even if this fight goes 12 rounds and you're saying that the Rubik's Cube is not going to be dead after 12 rounds, Bop It's winning by decision. So,
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
I agree with that. But at the same time, so Bop It will only get faster. You know? What about the Rubik's Cube starting slow, waiting, getting faster, getting slow and taking itself in again, where the Bop It just keeps going, where it doesn't even think
the
anymore.
Rubik's Cube has the ability to change its own speed.
That's the thing, though, is that the Bop It does think, though, is the problem.
The Bop It does think, but what Mark, I think, is saying here is that the Rubik's Cube has the ability to adjust in the moment and continue to adjust throughout the fight, whereas the Bop It's really only got one. My brain is breaking. My brain is not together.
But here's the thing about when you're playing, like, again, this is what I'm saying, is that the Bop It, yes, is only going to get faster, but the point of the Bop It is that it doesn't lose its precision the faster it goes. Like that's the whole point of the Bop It, is you have to fall, you know what I mean?
Right. That's also true.
So I think that I do agree that, like, when you put it that way, it gives the Rubik's Cube a better chance, But I don't think that. I think if anything, it's a positive, not a negative, that the Bop It's only going to continue to speed up because it's not going to get any less precise is the word I'm using, but like really like it's not going to be any less of like it's not going to be critical thinking any less, right? Like it's still just as much brain capacity as it was when it started, if not more, as it goes faster. Like I don't think that you can really say that the Bop It's going to get tired.
Ooh.
Right, we haven't seen that in the past. I think that would all kind of play into ultimately the battery deal, you know, if the batteries are going to become a factor. Which...
Yeah, but I mean, it's going into that fight fully charged. You got to say, I mean,
I don't know, some of those batteries, some of those
but if
ones
got, like,
from the 90s are still running, so.
What are they, yeah, what are the one batteries called?
Duracell?
Duracell batteries, yeah, the ones that, if it's got couple AA Duracells in there, Bop It wins every time.
Yeah, shout out to Duracell.
Yeah.
This week's episode is sponsored. No.
Well, this is insane, but we have to let's go around and see if I know this is
I think it's pretty
tough.
obvious, so I'll start it off and then we'll go and then you guys can decide who goes next. But I'm going Bop It. I mean, I've laid it all out on the table. I don't think that there's ever been a better argument for a winner of Food Win of the Week than I've thrown out here for the Bop It today. And that's honestly,
really
that's all off the head. Yeah, I got no notepad. I have no laptop in front of me today.
Yeah.
That's off the rip.
Yeah. I mean, I'll vouch for that. We just came up with the idea.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mark, if you think you got it.
I mean, I love your points. I do, and I tried my hardest to make some strong points for the Rubik's Cube. And I do think that the Bop It can take it, but I also feel like my Rubik's Cube's just going to sneak in and take it last second.
I think that the two biggest things the Rubik's Cube does have going for it are its adaptability and its durability.
Yep.
Which definitely cannot be underestimated. But no toy in history has the speed and precision of the Bop It.
There's only no, I agree.
No toy in history has ever had that. So I think that the Rubik's Cube, to put it in superhero terms, Rubik's Cube is Superman, but Bop It is Doomsday.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Who killed Superman?
Yeah.
Which was good fight and stuff, but
great fight.
But I think that at ultimately speaking, I think that the Bop It is kind of the Terminator of the toy world. Like it just nothing would be able to stop it.
Okay, so you're going Bop It.
Yeah, so I have to go Bop It. I'm surprised
understand.
at myself, but
so
I have
locked
to.
in 2-1. Vote on that on social media. I like that.